I just wanted to get your thoughts on how Republicans there think this is going to impact the campaign overall.
Yeah, to be honest, I think this is going to bring a time of unity to the party in the sense of this. If you look back in the history from 2016 to 2024 in terms of the Republican conventions, in 2016, we've had an open kind of somewhat convention. President Trump at that point was trying to convince the rest of the Republican Party that he was the right nominee and became the nominee in 2016. And then, of course, in 2020, because of COVID, we didn't have an in-person convention. So now looking forward with this upcoming 2024 convention, Republican Party now is more united than ever in terms of backing President Trump. Now waiting for his VP announcement and who's going to tap to be the next VP candidate. And from then on, it's the job of those candidates and the Republican Party to take the message out to the American people and find a way to earn their votes for this upcoming election in November.
For me, John, there are two broader questions that this incident raised. One is the immediate implications on the elections. You already pointed out what you think might happen, but also how to halt the growing violence in the U.S., political as well as otherwise. Do you think a second Trump presidency might have what it takes to address that? Pointing out, of course, that President Trump himself is also 78 years old.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of this upcoming race, when it comes to toning down the temperature down, obviously we saw President Biden come up yesterday and have his address in the Oval Office. And for time as it is now, it is needed and appropriate coming from this position. Of course, President Trump as well, I think the reports that's been coming out on what he's going to address in this upcoming convention is going to be somewhat more of a uniting message. I think from the reports we've seen, he scrapped his previous message on what he's going to say, but more on the focus of uniting the country now, uniting the nation now, because we're seeing an opportunity, where you can see the Republican Party that is uniting towards President Trump, while on the other hand, despite this issue that's happening, if you look back from 3 weeks ago at the debate till even now, the Democrats still have no idea if it's going to be Joe Biden or are they going to find somebody else to run for his nomination in the convention coming up in August for the Democrats. So those are bigger issues that I believe that the Democrats have to solve and make a case to the American people. For the past 3.5 years, they've been making a case, and as you can see, the polls have not been popular towards President Biden, and you can see a lot more folks are moving towards President Trump, especially now with this case. I've been hearing from Filipino Americans all across this country that's coming out the woodwork that's like, man, President Trump, he doesn't need to be taking any of this, right? He could be spending his time in his resorts and his golf courses, but he's out there sharing his message to the American people and getting shot in a minute and with it, right? So it's definitely a time for a place for Republicans now to take this narrative and really take the battle to the ballot boxes, right? And that's where they want to see the change and the tide turn. President Trump now is really encouraging folks to really turn out and express their messages and their concerns through the ballot box and beat the Democrats this upcoming November.